but it doesn't matter because we're fucking doing it, 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 fucking doing it. What's this boy? Strapped with being a great man. Cursed with the path and blessed with the simple plan. And that boy and that boy ran, and that boy became a man. A great fucking man. A great fucking man. And that great man has power in his lips. And that great man built all this shit. And that great man stands in the front. And that great man does whatever the fuck he wants. We're doing it.
What up, dudes? So right now we're troubleshooting. I'm opening up the Haltech program. I'm gonna lock the timing and use my timing gun to see if it skipped a tooth, because versus pulling off the entire valve cover and all that stuff, that's the easiest way to find out if it's timed right. So I'm gonna lock timing at like 15 degrees as soon as this thing loads up and see what's going on with it. Yeah, it's pretty cool to see though. I got one inside that I took off the right side, but damn dude, there's D1 on my car now. And another thing, what I'm actually gonna do is load the old tune from Tokyo, because that's when it worked best, and then I'm gonna check timing. I don't want to run the car on the tune that's on it right now, so let's go ahead and do that. Bop, boopity bop. All right, we got the map uploaded. I am going to start the car, let it warm up so it's like a calm idle, and then I'm gonna shoot the timing gun. So let's crank it up. Just rolling down the windows, make it easier. Now with this old map, because it didn't with the old map, but yeah, we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out, man. It's just a matter of time. It's all a learning process. Yeah, that's what it sounds like warming up. I turned it back from that way this way. It's actually a little quieter now because it's not bouncing off all the walls in the house behind. It's not like vibrating the house inside. But I'm really liking the not so low like body kit, man. I can drive anywhere. I can just pull the fuck up my driveway now, straight in this motherfucker. So it's pretty cool. Temps are not climbing yet. I can tell it's warmer because the valve train's not making as much, noise. Oil's warming up. I think one of the problems might be too, one of my buddies was telling me, all these vacuum hoses, there shouldn't be so many teed off, but I have to learn what this is, because this is actually running to the evaporator right here. I don't know what this is, but there's a vacuum hose coming off of it, and I don't think it's necessary. So I'm gonna try to simplify as much as I can and figure out this fucking issue, man, because this car should be fucking like beasting with the setup I have on it, man. Hopefully nothing's damaged. It doesn't sound like it, because when I skipped the tooth last time, the car would not start. Actually, it started for a split second, and then it would skip the tooth, and then it would just crank and crank and crank. It'd be like boom, boom, and then just crank, 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 crank after it skipped the tooth. But mechanically, I think it's fine. So diagnose warmed up. Yeah, man, this sounds healthy. 14.4 AFR, 70 degrees, so the thermostat's about to open up. And I'm gonna go shoot the timing. I'm actually going to set it to maybe 15, lock it in at 15, and then see what it does. Alright, so now go to main setup, go to ignition, lock mode for timing. I'm going to put it to always on, and I'm going to put it to 10. Lost connection. Connect back to the ECU. Handshaking. Preparing map for display. Back to main setup, ignition, always on, and I'm going to set it to 10. I'm going to click apply. And it should be at 10. Disable it. Timing is off. So I'm gonna shut the car off. Shut the car off for sure. When I was timing it about like 10 minutes ago, it was like right where the mouse pad was. And then I revved it, and then it was like, it wouldn't even show any of the timing marks. So I don't know if it's the timing gun, but after I switched it to 10 degrees, it's supposed to match up with here. But it was right before -5. So that tells me either the gun is off or like the gun. I don't think it's the gun. It's just shooting the light signal, the pulse inputs, but timing is most likely off. So what I'm gonna do is rip apart this valve cover and head again, and then see if it skipped a tooth. So. Alright, I took the hood off because I have the car parked this way and I need light, so got to start wrenching on this and start over again with timing. Alright, so I have the yellow mark TDC second from the left, and yeah, this is on #1 pistons and it's poking out top dead center. Right now I have 10 links, 9 in between and 11 that covers the distance between the 2 dowel pins. So this is at 12 o'clock. Both of the cam lobes are facing out. They look not like parallel. This one kind of like sticking up a little bit, and this one is, the exhaust is like straight and the intake is just like a little up, it looks like. But when I do the count, it's hard to do this with like a light, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, Hold on. So between these two dots, there's 20 pins in between, which is, if I remember correctly, correct. So if that's correct, and it is timed, then my second guess would be maybe it's the cast is either bad or off. So I don't know. But definitely the timing was off. It should have locked at the 10-degree mark when I put in the computer to lock at the 10-degree mark, but it didn't. So I don't know if the cast is sending like false information or the wrong information, but I inspected the cam lobes. Everything looks like good. I don't see the point to rip it out and reset the timing again. The thing I do realize, I don't know if this is normal, there's like a little slack in here. Shouldn't this be like tight? I don't know, man. It's my first time building an SR. If you have anything you can comment in the comments that might help, let me know. Alright, so I got my happy food. And we're gonna go back to that picture I showed you guys. So when the car was normal, before I set the firing angle, it was like right after top dead center a little, right? I lock in the trigger angle. It's supposed to be set at 10. I locked it in at 10 and it jumped back to -15. So that would let me to believe, after talking to the mad scientist, that my top dead center offset angle is incorrect. So I'm not gonna be starting the car today, just because all the noise and all that shit. But mechanically, the timing is right. The chain tensioner isn't bad either. I just replaced that. But and the chain is fine. The slack is normal. When there's oil pressure, it'll tighten more. I think that's the issue though. That's the only thing that would, because the cast, if it was bad, it wouldn't be running. But everything is, where's my flashlight at? Oh. But everything is mechanically sound, man. The head looks healthy. Everything's mechanically set up correctly. I ain't tripping, man. It's something simple. We didn't check timing before we tuned it, which we should have done. But for me, it's just learning steps. And hopefully by next year, it gets to a point where I can just tune any engine that I build. Because I'm learning a lot about this Haltech, man. There's so much information in it. As soon as it dropped behind the -5 mark, I immediately shut the engine off because it's a possibility like the timing could be thrown off in some wacky way to blow up the engine. I'm not trying to have that happen, so I shut the engine immediately off. So I'm gonna reassemble, put everything back how it was, and then tomorrow I'm gonna offset the angle. What was it? It's supposed to be at 10 and it jumped to -15. So I'm gonna adjust. I'm gonna add 10 degrees to the computer. I'm gonna add 10 degrees since it went negative. I'm gonna add 10 more degrees, so it'll be at 119, and then maybe that'll fix it. And yeah, so we'll see on the next episode. I don't think it's compression. Did everything right, but we'll find out. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace.
My life be like,